Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another quick transfer talk roundup. As we are in January, it's rumour mill season, and Villa have been again linked with one or two players that have been put on the radar, and there's also been links for one or two players to leave the club. First of all, though, please do smash the like button. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on the road to 4K now. We're motoring past 3,100, almost at 3,200 subscribers, which is phenomenal. So thank you all for your support. But yeah, we want to hit 4K as soon as possible. Get involved with your thoughts in the comments. We had some great reaction to the last transfer talk video, so I do try and react to as many of the comments as I can. So please get involved in the comments, your thoughts on any of these players that we're going to talk about that are linked. So first of all, one that came up last night, and maybe a little bit left field, maybe kind of the sign of things to come of the type of player, that a profile of player that we might be interested in. But Felipe Anderson is apparently interesting Aston Villa, and he is due to his contract is due to expire at the end of the season, and he can start pre-contract talks with clubs as of now, I believe. So Aston Villa are one of the clubs apparently that are interested in talking to him. Obviously, people will know him from his time at West Ham, and he had a pretty okay time there. I think he scored something like 12 goals in his time at West Ham, and he's an attacking kind of wide player. Can play further back as well. Very cultured player, obviously Brazilian international as well. But he's obviously most recently been at Lazio, where he scored 16 goals in 84 games in his second spell. Got 10 goals in the Premier League, 10 league goals in 63 games for West Ham, and 25 goals in 137 games for Lazio in his first stint. But slightly older profile in terms of a player. I think he's approaching 31, 32 years of age. That's not necessarily a bad thing at all, and could provide that excellent experience, that we might be looking for. I think Juventus are interested in him as well, so it could be that he wants to stay in Italy, but he might fancy another crack at the Premier League, and he might fancy, linking up with Unai Emery, who obviously carries a lot of weight in football circles. So let's have a little look at his kind of sofa score rating. So this season with in Serie A with Lazio, obviously he's 30 years of age as it stands at the moment, predominantly right winger, strengths of positioning, high pressing and anchor play, whatever that means. Attacking wise, though, good rating 72, creativity 66, technical ability 62, tactical ability 71, defensive 48. And comparing him with Leon Bailey, obviously purely because they play down that right hand side. He does outstrip him in a number of those metrics, but Leon Bailey's been phenomenal this season, and he's maybe a little bit more of a kind of a less of a dynamic player, more of a cultured player who can, bring players into the game, can make nice passes, and can utilize him that way, as opposed to Bailey, who's more explosive. Played 18 times, started 16 games so far this season, one goal so far for Lazio, which was with his left foot. And in terms of his assists, he's got 5 assists, which is a pretty good return. Has created 7 big chances as well. So obviously got that ability, that vision, and can pick a pass and can set things up for other players. Accuracy in terms of passing in his own half is 82%, in opposition half is 71%. As we know, he likes to play those through balls and key passes. Defensively, 1 interception per game, 1.7 tackles per game, and 3.4 ball recoveries per game. So as we said, likes to maybe defend, and can get back and can do his bit for the team, and essentially a very good team man. So yeah, a good player, a very good solid player. I'm not sure. Obviously, he will want as high wages as he possibly can get. So whether he fits the wage profile for what we can do, I'm not 100% sure. And also, it probably depends on what type of European competition, if we are to be in a European competition, fingers crossed, we're in next season. Because for a Champions League side, does that increase the likelihood of us going for him and him coming, or does that mean we change our attention to someone else? Is he more of a Europa League type player or a Conference League type player? So that would remain to be seen. So Yeah, you let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Does Felipe Anderson, interest you as a player, and does he, would he fit the bill in terms of experience, in terms of quality on the ball? Um, yeah, I think he's a good player, but I'm not sure if he quite fits the profile that we're looking for. But Unai Emery is the man who can get the best out of players. Now, the second one was interesting, very, very interesting, was Celtic's Matt O'Reilly, and apparently Aston Villa, among other clubs, are monitoring him. And Matt O'Reilly currently plays for Celtic, and I've seen him a fair few times, with Celtic being on Sky, and I've been very impressed with how he's played. He looks a very good player. Actually started in the Fulham Academy, and then moved to MK Dons, where between the 21 and 22 season, played 49 times, scoring 10 goals. That got him his move to Celtic in 2022, and has appeared 75 times, scoring 17 goals. Represented England up to under 18 level, and then switched allegiances to Denmark, and played 4 times for the under 21s, and then has a full cap for Denmark now. So obviously he's a full Danish international. But yeah, it's been very, very good for Celtic, and obviously they've been in the Champions League this season, so he's had a bit of Champions League experience. Every time I've seen him play, he looks really good player. He's quite languid in his style, can take the ball past people with that like they're not there. He can score some wonderful, wonderful goals. And that being said, obviously it's the Scottish Premier League, which isn't the best standard, but when a good player is a good player, and he does look like a top talent, and I'm sure a lot of clubs are looking at him. So if Villa could steal a march on him and get him, that would be, in my opinion, a very, very good move. Comparing him here with Douglas Luiz, which is no mean feat. As I say, 23 years old, he's 6'2", so he's got that physicality, real playmaker, strength for long balls and passing, likes to get about the pitch. As you can see, biased slightly to the right-hand side of the pitch. And yeah, similar statistics in terms of the SofaScore ratings to Douglas Luiz. So yeah, a very, very good talent, very good player. 21 appearances so far this season for Celtic in the league, 10 goals scored already. Obviously, showing that he's very, very good for that league. Has missed 8 big chances as well, so should really have more goals. 2.9 shots per game, 0.5 goals per game as well. So he's right there. Scores 9 from inside the box, 1 from outside the box, 1 goal with his head, 4 with his left foot, 5 with his right foot. So can score with both feet. And has 7 assists as well. So a really, really key player for Celtic. 6 big chances created as well. So I know they keep possession of games, so 83% accuracy, 88 in his own half, 71% in opposition half. But yeah, a really, really, really good player, and one that I would be keen for us to look at signing if he was available. Whether that's be in January, I'm not so sure. But yeah, good player for me. Any Celtic fans or anyone with a connection to Celtic, let me know your thoughts in the chat, because for me, I think he would be a player that I would really target. As I say, 6'2", got that physicality, can go past players, can score goals from outside the box, both footed. Yeah, real talent for me. Last player that we've been linked to, and this was kind of on the same page as like Somerville and those type of wingers, is a player called Jeovânio Catamo of Sporting Lisbon. Now he's a Mozambique international. I'm not sure if we've had any Mozambique internationals in the Premier League. Again, let me know in the chat. Has featured 18 times for Mozambique and scoring 4 goals, and has probably come to prominence in the league, in the Portuguese league this season, playing 14 times for Sporting since 2021. He's been out on loan a fair few times, scoring 1 goal, and yeah, is primarily a winger or wing back, and that he does have a 60 million release clause apparently. So yeah, whether we could do that deal now, I'm not so sure. But obviously very highly rated. Again, checking the SofaScore ratings. He again, comparing him with Leon Bailey, again very, very similar type player. Predominantly down that right hand side again. He's played 13 times this season, only started 5 games and scored 1 goal, so maybe more one for the future. I think he's 22 years of age. yeah, has 1 assist as well and created 3 big chances. So yeah, probably a bit more of an unproven player in terms of of what we're getting. But look at the accuracy in his own half, 84%, opposition half, 72%. So again, we know players in the Portuguese league. We know they like tricky wingers. We know they like skillful players. 50% successful dribbles as well. So very skillful player by the looks of it. Would be, as I say, one for the future. So it's interesting to see us linked with these highly rated players. Now, do I think we're going to go for this type of player in this window? No, I don't. I think it's more kind of rumours and people manoeuvring for the summer window. I think maybe the Ngongi deal maybe could get done and 1 or 2 others, but I don't think there'll be too much else. What came up as outgoings yesterday, which was interesting, was again the link for Luca Digne to go out to Saudi Arabia. I believe to Al Hilal or Al Ahly. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but I don't know if that would happen. But in terms of getting funds in, that would be the obvious option. I was obviously on big wages as well, but he's injured at the moment, so I don't really know what a Saudi club would gain from having him now. But yeah, and what Villa would, I guess, would get from it. He's played very, very well this season. Would be really key to us for the end of the season. But then that does open the door up for Marcus Acuna to come in if Luca Digne goes. Duran's still there and potentially forcing a move to AC Milan. He apparently wants the club, and Lamar Bogard looking like he's linked to Sunderland and Aberdeen for a loan spell. So one to keep an eye on that one, and probably a few younger players looking to go out on loan. But that's it from the transfer talk. Like I say, get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on any of those players. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, help us on the road to 4K. 4,000 subscribers is amazing, so help us get there. That would be incredible. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.